for the third time in this series. I need to figure out the better way of saying everything, but Jay Skyring's got a terrible start. Vrimovic is going to take full advantage. Get down the inside of T1, but can't quite get it done at T3. All the cars need to be careful. And so far, everybody has made it through unscathed. I can see Letterman in the background, though. Currently, trying to hold off as many cars as possible as Jay Skyring. And Vrimovic goes down the inside and collects Jay Skyring. And Burridge takes full advantage of that. And there goes Lloyd in the background as well. Currently falling down the way, but Vrimovic definitely went for a dive down the inside and didn't get the move finished, which has lost them P3 and probably damaged their car. The victor out of that is Burridge, who is on the attack early, and they have to be against Butler. They have to find the right overtaking zones. But Butler only needs half a lap and he will get away from them, so you need to get the pressure on Butler as soon as possible. Oh, as Jay Skyring's got a slightly tighter line into that right-hander. Burridge spinning up the rear wheels, and there you go. There's Butler slowly making their way, gaining 2 tenths in 2 corners. But what can Jay Skyring do as we hop on board, following Burridge, who currently sits in P2? It's hard to know when to overtake here. Burridge is a little bit all over the place in the defence, and it's really slowed up Jay Skyring on the exit, and you can see Vrimovic in the rear mirror there. Who really did outbrake themselves into T3. I did say that was going to be the overtaking corner. Oh, and Burridge just hit the wall. And I think he's going to let Skyring go through. Oh no, he's still battling for it. Fair enough. And completely undercut done, and Burridge, I think, actually went into the wall there. And has fallen down into P4. Fabrice Lamy will be licking her lips here, but one driver that's basically going to be gone for the next 16 laps is our current race leader, Burridge, as Lloyd manages to get by Mark Coulson. And 66 has fallen right down the order there. So 66 hopefully hasn't really sustained any damage, but sadly is right down the back of the grid as we go back to Lloyd, who is now on the chase against Fabrice Lamy. And he's got a much better exit than Fabrice Lamy. Is he going to try and make a move early? He is. And that's him through. Lamy might have a little bit of damage as Butler sets a 122.2 to get the race started. Vrimovic, oh, look at the oversteer there. Vrimovic is also pushing to catch Jay Skyring up in P2. No love lost here between these two. It's all about consistency, keeping it going, keeping it tight. See, Lamy and Lloyd. Lloyd is actually looking to maybe overtake Burridge. I think Burridge has got some heavy damage after coming out of T6, and Lloyd is so close to the wall there. And it's what you need to be doing. You need to be brave. Fabrice Lamy has definitely got advantages in sector 1 and 2, but maybe not sector 3, as Lloyd is going to be trying to find a way past Burridge, which is going to be hard to do on this part of the track. He needs to try and get a good run on him, just like he did for Fabrice Lamy into T1. Oh, and Burridge just hit the wall again, and so is Lloyd. Hopefully the damage will be minor. These cars are a little bit on the fragile side, and I think Burridge is really struggling keep their car going here, and I wouldn't be surprised if Lloyd does manage to get by into T1. In fact, no, I don't think he's going to. He's super close. Oh, and they touch. Burridge is gone. Fabrice Lamy has managed to get through. Oh, and there's cars everywhere. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 4 of the PNR Ultimate Sim Racer, hosted on the World Sim Series website. My name is Anders, and I'll be your host for this evening's event. Hope you're all doing well. Happy Monday. And I think we're going to be in for an absolute corker of a race this evening. Welcome to the PNR Shed tonight. As I mentioned, you are currently tuned in to round 4 of the PNR Ultimate Sim Racer. 8 grueling challenges for anyone who dares to sign up through our Discord server because there are password events. And tonight we are in the Mini Coopers around Goodwood Raceway, or just Goodwood race circuit, not the hill climb, the actual circuit. And we are going to be in for 18 minutes of pure nose to bumper racing tonight. And as you can see, the leaderboard is just on our TV screens there. So Butler leads the way with 86 points after getting 2 victories in 3 races. Jay Skyring's got some catching up to do with 66 points in P2. Burridge in P3 with 50. And Ollie Smith in P4 with 48. Tied with Spool in P5. Now, I don't think Ollie Smith is actually racing tonight, so Spool has a very good opportunity to overtake Ollie Smith. Pindalier is currently also in P6 on 44 points, who will also leapfrog Ollie Smith tonight, depending on what result they get and whether they finish. And effectively, the rest of the table is rather close, so it could be anyone's hit. Could be absolutely anybody's. But let's head trackside whilst we wait. And here is Butler, our current championship leader in the PNR Ultimate Sim Racer. They've done the Indy Lights. They've done some karting. And I can't remember what else they've done already. How bad of me is that? Not even remembering what events I've even hosted. They all merge into one. They all merge into one. But here comes Butler over the timeline there. 66. So I need to get driver names off. Thank you very much. Oh, it's been a long day. Hope you're all doing well out there. Staying warm. What an ugly track. It's a great circuit. Absolutely fantabulous circuit this is. I think we're going to have very close racing this evening for 18 minutes. They were saying, why is it no longer? Don't need it. After 18 minutes, they're going to know that they've been through a race around Goodwood. Especially in these Mini Coopers who, you know, is going to be nose to bumper, really, as Butler moves ahead of Cole, currently sitting in P2. It's good to see Cole back in and finding a good bit of pace as well to possibly challenge Butler for the top spot today. But we'll see. And then a driver that we're going to have to keep an eye on is Jamsky. These cars literally fit his domain. They are his cup of tea all over. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Lloyd towards the top causing a little bit of carnage. One ugly track. With ugly, I meant the Indy track from last race. No, Bella Isle's great. Bella Isle's fantastic. Such a good circuit. It's never the track's fault, it's always the driver's. The track's the track. It's got no emotions. You know, it's just a track, just a circuit. It's up to the drivers to make it good, to make it pretty racing. And last week was quite a challenge for our drivers. We saw last night that in Formula 3 at Macau was also quite the challenge. So I think a few of them are looking forward to some front-wheel drive action here and to just try and have a really, really good race. I think we're going to see a lot of people go and ride here at T1. T1, sorry. And we'll just keep an eye on the proceedings going forwards. But I think there's going to be a battle throughout the field today. I'll be very surprised if there's anyone that falls all the way back. The only driver that probably isn't enjoying themselves is Pindelia, because he really cannot stand front-wheel drive cars. Especially when he's ploughing them into a wall like that. So hopefully Pindelia is recovering quite nicely after having a bit of an accident whilst on holiday. And here's Fabrice Lettermy coming over the timing line with a 125.1. Quite off the pace of their fastest lap. As Butler just goes ahead again with a 121.6. And 66 moves into P2 ahead of Cole with a 122 flat basically. So 4 attempts somewhere for Butler around this very short and very quick circuit, and that's what I think we're going to see tonight. A lot of run wides, a lot of off tracks tonight, I think. A lot of off tracks. So as we transition here from free practice to qualifying, how about quick track recce? So here we are, ladies and gents, as we go through the concrete chicane and onto the main straight. We'll start our recce lap of Goodwood. Fast, looks simple on paper, a little bit more technical than you really think. So we're going to dab on the brakes here just to make sure that we get the car slowed down enough to be able to carry as much speed through without going wide. T1 is very deceptive. As we head now along one of the straights here, I don't know what they're all called, into a right-hander. You're going to see a lot of side-by-side action around Goodwood in today's race. As we get up to this little marker board, I dab on the brakes here, take the car around the right-hander, dab on the brakes again, try and carry as much speed without going sideways as possible, because that slows us right down into a very harsh braking zone, into a right-hander which opens up so you can get back on the power the moment you pretty much get into the corner onto the back straight here. Now for me, we're coming up to the trickiest part of the circuit, not that corner there. That corner quite clearly, it's a nice little straight, but this corner here, I've been struggling with it, so let's see if we can get it right. We want to run wide, get a nice entry through there, that's much better. Then hard on the brakes, down to third again. Avoiding the concrete barrier, back on the power early, and over the start-finish line. So yeah, Goodwood, you can see it looks simple on paper, but the reality is that it's quite a tricky little circuit here, and it's very fast. And I think we're going to see a lot of action. Back to Anders in the studio. Well, we won't go to the studio, but yeah, that is a lap of Goodwood. That's what our drivers are going to have to do for 18 minutes. So it's going to be around about 12 laps, if my maths is correct. Mayor in chat says it looks a bit like Thruxton. Yeah, effectively, it's an old airfield circuit, very much like Thruxton and Castle Combe. So it's the outer ring of what used to be a British airfield during World War II. If I remember it correctly. Could be wrong. I'm actually going to fact check that, because I know this is owned by a very kind lord, the Lord of Speed. Yep, so the origins of Goodwood track derive from an ex-military airfield, RAF West Hampnet, named after the village bordering Goodwood, served at the Battle of Britain base during the war and was the station from which RAF legend Sir Douglas Bader flew his last sortie. So, just like most British circuits, they were once military airfields. as we currently watch Burridge. We'll watch Burridge for the first time here. We'll give him a bit of limelight. Put a bit of commentary pressure on them. See what sort of lap time they can do. As we go on board. Drops it down a gear compared to me, whereas I leave it in gear and drop it down to 5th here and try and carry as much speed through as possible. Hard on the brakes at the 50 board. Get it nice and turned in, get the power back on. Can really power it through. Good lap here so far from Burridge. Kind of missed the first right-hander, set yourself up for the second. And then hard into the brakes into the chicane. Get back on the power as early as you can. This is looking quite good from Burridge. I don't know who's ahead of them, but it looks like quite a nice tidy lap there from Burridge. In fact, he goes P1 preliminary. 1.5 minutes to go. Well, not quite 1.5, but will be in 7 seconds time. So Burridge leads the way. Cole in P2, Lloyd in P3, Spool in P4. One driver that has yet to set a lap time, no, is Butler, who is out on circuit and is most probably on a flying lap right now. We can see, I think there's going to be quite a few Mini Coopers, although the spread in the qualifying session so far is quite long, apart from P3 to P5 right now. Only 3 attempts in it. Butler's on their out lap, so they're going to get 1 flying lap in. Vexler moves into P6, 66 is in P8 and is going into the pits now. After all, he's not really after the title. He likes the idea of just move around. It is Huey. It's Huey, is it? Oh, and someone's gone into the wall back there. I'm not sure who that is. Pindalia. Pindalia struggling a bit there. And into the pits they go. Butler with their outlap. So now let's keep an eye on Butler, who will be aiming to take Burridge off the top spot. As we've got 16 official seconds of qualifying to go. And it's quite a tight field, currently in P1 and 2. Only 0.06 of a second split the bill. And there is the checker flag for qualifying. So again, it's only 5 minutes. It's very aggressive. Lemmy moves into P3 ahead of Lloyd. And we're just keeping an eye on Butler, current championship leader. And probably still will be. And someone's gone flying off. That's Vexler into the double right-hander. And this is looking rather smooth here from Butler. And when Butler looks smooth, Butler's quick. Oh, he just about keeps it on. And gets the chicane absolutely nailed. This is looking rather quick here. 120, 121. 122, 3 just pips ahead of Burridge into P1. Any improvements from Burridge at all? Where is Burridge? Or Cole for that matter? Nope, that is our starting lineup. So if I just press F5 and we go to Butler, will be leading the way here at Goodwood. And we'll be starting P1 and we'll have, I think it's side by side here at Goodwood, believe it or not. So there's no one really gets a true advantage. Burridge is P2. Cole is in P3 after a solid qualifying session. Only 0.03 of a second split the bill between Burridge and Cole. Letterme is P4. Lloyd in P5. Spool in P6. Vexler in P7, Pindelia in P8, and 66 rounds us off in P9. Very tight, says Mayor in chat. Burridge in chat says, wasn't proven until I hit the chicane. Well, we've all done that once. I would have thought Butler will be 1 second ahead. Yeah, he might have got distracted when Vexler went off the circuit though. So it's 3 on the front row. So we have Butler on the left, Noah Burridge in the middle, Cole on the right. So it goes 3-2, 3-2. So it's going to be quite an eventful race off the line here. There's Jamsky, there's the whole field there that you can see. Pindelia rounds us around the back. We'll keep an eye on Burridge, who is square centre right now. And we're just waiting for our 6 lights for 18 minutes of Goodwood action. It's either going to be incredibly close or it's going to be quite a spread affair. We'll find out in 6 seconds time how this race will go. 4 lights, 5 lights, 6 lights. And off we pop for round 4, and Butler gets an absolutely epic start off the line here and gets ahead of Burridge and Cole to easily make T1. That was such a good start from Butler there. Timed it to absolute perfection. Burridge is just still on the inside of Cole. Lloyd is currently following incredibly close to Burridge behind. Cole is nipped in front of Burridge with a better outline through T1, but you can already see Butler's 7 tenths ahead as Burridge is looking down the inside. It's not really going to work. It's going to unsettle the car for the left-hander, and it's whether Lloyd can take any form of advantage of that in this early stage, and not quite yet. But they need to work together if they want to catch up with Butler. If they start battling, Butler's gone. And Cole's gone down the grid. How did I miss that just then? How did I miss Cole dropping down the grid? Did he literally just go off a little bit? I don't know what happened then. I must have just looked at chat for 1 second just to see Mayor saying 99% for no chaos. And all of a sudden Cole's gone from P2 to P5 and I completely missed it. And you can see that Lemmy's just ran wide there, and which means Cole's going to get in front for the chicane. Lloyd has got damage on the front left after hitting the chicane. It gets a poor exit. Butler is away and gone. And it's going to be easy times for Butler for the next 16 minutes unless Burridge can just find some absolute rapid pace from nowhere. Lloyd moves back into P4. Lemmy has dropped to P5. 66 starting P9 is now in P6, which ultimately works, but it's a massive little train of cars here from P5 downwards. And 66 moves into P5, and Let Me in the blue and black Mini is under massive pressure here. Here goes Hewis, and Hewis has lost control. Tried to go down the inside and just lost all momentum. He's now defending the inside line against Vexler. And Letterme is again falling down the grid. He's not having a good time there. And Cole, credit to Cole, Cole has made their way back up to P3 and is slowly gaining on Burridge, and Burridge is slowly gaining on Butler right now. And there goes Letterme's line, carrying quite a lot of speed through. I say, oh, who's off in front? That's Spall. Woolley in a little bit too much dirt, trying to carry too much speed. Fastest lap of the race currently goes to 66 of a 122.557. And even though this isn't the front of the grid, this is where all the action is going to happen. We can see 66 is getting relatively close to Lloyd in P4. So there's going to be a battle for that position relatively soon, I would say. And Spall must have clipped the outside edge again and has lost a lot of time. Leslie moves back into P6. Oh, Spall just about holds onto it. Good car control there. Lemmy going to run wide a little bit. No. Spool will just about hang on to P7 right now. The car behind him is Pindalia. So we go inside the European Sim Racing Championship Mini Cooper. We'll just see how Pindalia handles these two corners, carrying a lot more speed than Spool. No, it's just a single race, mate. Just a single race, and you can see Letterme ahead, going wide, and that's going to give him a really poor exit. And Spool should be able to take full advantage of that if they're brave. Try and go round the outside. It's not really going to work, but the cutback might, and the cutback will. Great move from Spool. Can he keep the momentum? Pindalia wants a bit of the action here. It'd be silly to go 3 abreast down here. Oh, and there's contact. Let me try coming across. Spool had nowhere to go, and Letterme has gone into the grass. Spool probably feels like it's their fault a little bit, but I don't really see how, unless Spool turned into Letterme. But carnage was going to happen. Carnage was going to happen. 66 in the meanwhile is only 0.4 of a second behind Lloyd in P4. And we can see the front, well, 2nd to 5th could well be by the end of this race. One gaggle of cars battling for the same position here. There is not a lot in it between these front 5 drivers, including Butler, in all fairness. Butler just has the fastest lap of the race with 122.0. 122 flat, in fact, from Butler. So it's just starting to find the groove there, Butler. Tyres must be warmed up. 102% Letterme's fault. It did look like it. Just steering across Spool. But Spool must have felt like that he caused the issue. And the gap's now down to 3 tenths here for P4. But again, they need to be clever. Need to work together. Make sure they don't lose any more time to the cars ahead. They're already 1.1 seconds behind. As we go on board at 66 with the Union Jack Mini Cooper of Lloyd up ahead. And Vexler in P7 is also looking to maybe get a bite of the action against Pindalia. And there's Cole just locking up the rear left brake. And they've closed the gap down massively. And that's a poor drive out of the chicane there for 66. Do you get good draft here? You can get very good draft here, yeah. Indeed you can. So a little bit of clipping in the windscreen here of 66's car. Just there you can see it against Lloyd. Not the best textures. Let's just go back to that one so the windscreen doesn't clip away. And Vexler has fallen further behind Pindalia now, 1.6 seconds, so that battle is pretty much done and dusted. But Lloyd is looking to maybe mount a challenge up against Cole. Cole has fallen a little bit behind Burridge. And now he's in the clutches of Lloyd here. And once Lloyd finds their feet in a car like this, they are pretty racy. Quite aggressive. Oh, and Cole has hit the inside wall there. But I think manages to get away with it. Lloyd not quite getting the exit that they were looking for. 66 just set a personal best of the race so far, and now is on the back of the heels of Lloyd in the battle for P3. Hindley 22.6 as well, 23.8 for Vexler. 23.9 for Spool, so there's still personal best coming on with 9 minutes left of the race to go. We're at the halfway point. That gap's now down to 3/10 for Lloyd against Cole. Probably didn't hit the wall. Yeah, probably was a bit of net code. You're probably right, mate. And you can see Butler's pulling away from Burridge. There's not a lot Burridge can do, but Cole and this train, I think Jamsky's maybe looking to get a bit of bump draft on the go to try and catch up to Burridge in P2. Well, in fact, no, Lloyd's going to go for the move down the inside. We saw it didn't work for Paris Lemmy earlier. Got to leave plenty of room here. And they do, and Cole's going to get the better exit. It's not the inside line you want into T1, it's the outside line. You want to force the inside line to the driver you're trying to overtake. Gets a much poorer exit, but to be fair, they are still incredibly close driving here for P3 right now. It's whether Cole can sustain 7 minutes of this, but they got to be smart. They were catching up to Burridge a minute ago. They've already dropped half a second behind. So they've got to be clever here. Because if these three drivers work together, there could be something more into it for all of them, really. But we can see in the second half of the Goodwood circuit here, that Burridge is looking, well, these three are looking a lot quicker than Burridge. And Burridge is round wide, which is going to really help them catch him up and close up the pack. And there we go, it's now under a second. So now it's gone from the battle for P3 to the battle for P2. Lloyd's just trying to carry a lot of speed there. Looking rather good. Burridge, if we hop on board, let's see if we can get the rear camera. There's always something stupid in the way on a rear camera, isn't there? Like, who needs a TV antenna for a Mini Cooper Series race? You can see in the background, 66 was looking down the inside of Jamsky. Thought better of it. So you'll get a pretty good exit here. Down the back straight into the double right-hander. As I mentioned in the track recce, trickiest part of the circuit in my opinion. Got to get your braking point right. And Cole close up the gap massively there. But not able to get the power down as quick as Lloyd can. Now Lloyd is back right on the rear bumper of Cole. Burridge has done just enough to keep the trio behind, but can Cole keep 66 and Lloyd behind them? They are all lapping relatively closely. Butler's gone, Butler's away. Is looking rather racy as well back there against Lloyd, but Lloyd is closed that gap up to Cole by quite a considerable amount, really. So we come into another double right-hander. Lloyd looking down the inside, trying to force Cole to make a move. Cole knows better. He just knows that he gets a good first right-hander. The exit of the second is going to be decent as well, and you can see that in your timer screen. It's hovering around about the same sort of area, the 3.5 tenth mark. They all close up to Burridge. And there goes 66. Just slightly running off the circuit. Lloyd taking a much more aggressive line, and Burridge has hit the grass, and that's going to allow Cole to really chase them down into T1. And as we've got 4 minutes left on the clock, Cole is now in a strong chance to take P2 away from Burridge. And Lloyd kind of messed up the chicane there and runs wide, and that's 66 through in the background. So 66's chance to have a go, but Cole and Burridge are going to battle them out. So these two cars behind will catch them up relatively quickly. It's just whether Cole can figure out a good spot to have a go at Burridge. It is tricky here at Goodwood. And is Burridge going slightly defensive? Oh, slightly. Not overly, but slightly. But Cole knows he's a lot quicker going into the double right-hander. And fourth and fifth are actually falling by the wayside a little bit more. As Burridge carries plenty of speed through. There goes Jamski running a little bit wide again. 66 has managed to catch him up there and runs wide, gets a poor exit. So does Jamski behind, so it's grateful for that. Cole is looking, oh, he's got a drive through for cutting. Oh, Burridge moving over a bit of door banging. But Cole should be able to slide back up the inside there. Nothing that Burridge can really do. But who has got the better run? I think it should be Cole. And Cole moves into P2. And there's not really much that Noah Burridge can do much about it. I'm saying much a lot. Much. And that's very well executed by Cole. Great patience. Nicely done. And Burridge was a bit of a sitting duck with that manoeuvre there. And we can see the gap in the background is shortened quite a lot. Lloyd has got a drive-through penalty. So he needs to get that done, get that sorted. The gap to Pindalia behind is 13 seconds, so he might be able to get back in the race for P5. It's only a short pit lane here at Goodwood. And it's whether Cole can now fend off Burridge for 1 minute and 20 seconds. As we're on our final lap of the race here, lap 12. Butler, we've not even really looked at him. Has had it nice and easy. Lloyd comes back out. Pindalia's coming through the chicane. And Lloyd easily comes back out in P5. It's a nice short pit lane here. So still a good haulage of points there for Lloyd. Burridge is only 3 tenths behind. This is the last lap of the race. It's only going to take one mistake from Cole and Burridge will be all over them, and he looks like he ran a little bit wide there. So come down and over the crest, and Burridge is just trying to line up a good opportunity to make the move, and it's just whether that is doable. Now where is Butler? Butler is coming up to the double right-hander. I don't think Butler's going to make it to the... Oh, actually, no, he probably will make it to the timing line in time. With 14 seconds left to go. So we might have one more lap on our hands here. Is he going to do it? He is going to do it, you know. One more lap it is. So we got one more lap of intensely close racing. And Burridge has gone into the pits and he's got a drive through for speeding. He must have ran out of fuel. He's ran out of fuel. He's not putting enough fuel in. And he's got to drive through. So that's going to be a 1 minute penalty at the end of the race. So Cole is going to get P2. 66 is going to get P3. Lloyd is going to gain P4. And Burridge, sadly, will pretty much finish right at the back after the penalty gets applied. He just didn't get his car stopped quick enough. Pindalia is cutting the grass right now. You couldn't call it, ladies and gentlemen. You really couldn't call it. I can't believe Noah did not have enough fuel in their car to cover the possible race distance. However, this driver has... He may have run out of fuel in one of the first events they ever done for PNR, but he's well on his way becoming the ultimate sim racer in Season 3. Butler crossed the finish line to be the winner of round 4 in the Mini Coopers around Goodwood for the ultimate sim racer. Cole with a great recovery drive after the incident in lap 1 to finish P2, 66 from starting at the back of the grid. Gets P3. Lloyd is going to come over the line after getting a drive-through for track cutting. So got away with that one. Burridge is going to come over in P5, but will ultimately be at the back of the grid after the penalties are dished out at the end of the race. There you go, 60-second time penalty for Burridge. Even if he went through the pit lane, he would have got that. Lettermy finishes in P8, and Spool is going to finish us off in P9. And Noah just says in chat, fuel. We called it, we saw it. But once again, the ultimate sim racer, just like the PNTCC, bringing us rather close and fast and quick action here. And we're also in for a little bit of a treat tonight. We're going to be doing the spinning wheel after we managed to hit 200 subscribers here on YouTube. Pretty Ninja Racing is not anything that we really aimed to achieve, but we will be taking a little look at that in just a mo. Right, there's only one incident I'm going to look at, and I'm pretty sure I know whose fault it is already, but I do need to take a look at the Spool and Lettermy incident. I do believe... Wow, lost P3 because of 2 litres. It is literally that, you know, that little. So here we go. So there's Lettermy going on through. Here we go. So Spool gets a really nice undercut there. Let me try to block off the line. Spool is still on the right hand side of Lettermy. Oh, hang on a minute then. Okay. It was not Fabrice's Lettermy's fault at all. It was Mr. Spoolio's. Now, Mr. Spool did do the PNR rule of wait and let the other driver go ahead. But if we watch it from Pindalia's perspective, you'll see that Spool's car, keeps him going across and takes Fabrice Lettermy out. So no penalties will need to be applied, purely because Spool here did wait for Fabrice to go by and ultimately, you know, in the nicest way, ruin their own race. But netcode, nah, that wasn't netcode. That was full on. That was just, you know, Noah trying to carry as much speed through this left-hander. If we just go back to chase 2. And we can see here, Noah just loses the car to drift. Go around the outside and just taps the back of Lettermy. But Spool did the golden PNR rule, which is wait for, if you think it's your fault, you just wait for them. Go by, no penalties applied. Other than that, that was very clean racing. What I will check though is just that nothing happened to Cole on lap 1. Because obviously I was saying, oh wait a minute, he's like doing absolutely fine. Then all of a sudden I miss exactly what happened. So I just want to make sure there wasn't any, you know, oh, he just runs wide. Just runs wide. So that's all I was interested in. I was literally read a comment in the chat and all of a sudden he wasn't there anymore. He just wasn't there. So no penalties this evening. That's nice, isn't it? It's always nice when there's no penalties. We like those sort of races, ladies and gentlemen. We like those sort of races. We do. We do. So let's go to the Ultimate Sim Racer. So next week, ladies and gentlemen, is a bit of NASCAR. I drive in a straight line, I turn to the left. It's gonna be epic. Get yourself signed up. You need to be part of our Discord to get the password for next week's event. Next Monday at 8:30 GMT is NASCAR at Daytona Tri-Oval. It's going to be carnage. 41 laps worth of carnage. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. Cannot wait. Let's take a look at the Wii standings, shall we? So Butler extends their lead by quite a considerable amount as Jay Skyring didn't race tonight. 116 points. The championship isn't mathematically his, but it's going to take a lot for the rest of the drivers to hold them back. Pretty much it's down to Noah and Skyring. But next week anything can happen in ovals. Anyone could be a winner. It's going to be a very, very good race next week. I cannot wait. So Butler's P1 leading the way with 116 points. Jay Skyring didn't race tonight and is still on 66. Burridge in P3 with 62. And Spool in P4 with 61 points. So the battle for P2 in the championship is on. Whether Spool, you know, didn't really get the result that they were after tonight, he's in the fight for the top 3. Pindalia in P5 after mowing the lawn a few times. Letterme in P6 with 49 points after being in 3 races. So only a few points behind Pindalia. Ollie Smith didn't race tonight. Lloyd in P8 with 48 points and getting in the nicest way, a lucky P4 after Noah forgetting or not putting enough fuel into their car, shall we say. 66 is in P9 with 42, and our resident lovable South African Mark Coulson rounds us off in P10 with 36 points. So yeah, next week is going to be the one to watch out for, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you're not part of our Discord server, why not? First of all, you should, and that's the only way that you can get involved into our Ultimate Sim Racing, like just races, basically. Let's get rid of all of that. Now I'm going to load up Discord because the community have been voting for a track. So to celebrate getting 200 subscribers here on YouTube and PNR Racing, we are going to do a 3-hour endurance on AMS2. I've done one with Lemmy. It was very fun. We used the AI. It was an all-round really good laugh. But the community have been voting for what circuits out of 5 they would like to do. The choices were Le Mans, Kyalami, Indianapolis and Suzuka. And the deal was, whatever they voted for, that gets added more times. So Le Mans gets added another 6 more times to so just do this a minute. GT3. So how many in total? It needs to be 7 in total. So bear in 1 second. So that's 3, 5, 7. Kyalami needs adding 2 more times. Indianapolis has got 4 votes. I'm actually surprised about that. So that needs added 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. The Nordschleife has got 7 votes. So that needs to be added 6 more times. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ignore this result. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. Because I accidentally press enter. Close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So that 6th one shouldn't be there. And then Suzuka needs to be added 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now we're just gonna shuffle. Just gonna keep clicking shuffle, right? Just gonna keep clicking it for a minute. In fact, let me get the chat back up. We'll just Keep clicking it. Where's your website, Andy? So the Pretty Ninja Racing website is still in development. It's a little bit trickier than we originally expected it to be. And basically people that work on it, left me and myself, just haven't had the time to do it. It's just been really, really busy recently. So, yeah. Soon, we're looking towards the end of the month, so the next set of series here at Pretty Ninja Racing will be on our website. That's the aim, okay? And we will be doing a few test races on it over the next few weeks. But still, it's going along very nicely, I would say. I appreciate letting me and all of his help in getting this all sorted, and everybody else that's got involved, really. We want lemons. I'm still just clicking shuffle. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. In fact, what we'll do, I'm going to add an image. Add an image as an entry. Okay. And if it lands on this image, this is just coming to my head right now. Okay. Because I'm this sort of a bastard, basically. Right. I'm going to add the PNR logo as an option. There's the PNR logo down there. If it lands on the PNR logo, I will pick a circuit and tell nobody. No one will know until the event happens. Date is still to be confirmed. But if it lands on that PNR logo, I pick and I tell nobody. Okay? That's the deal. But it'll be a 3-hour endurance. Date is yet to be confirmed. There will be a practice session beforehand. There will be qualifying beforehand. But the track will be a secret. And only me will know. Only me. And if you want to get involved, all you have to do is click on our Discord. So, are we ready, chat? Are we ready to find out where we will be racing in the 3-hour race? Are we ready? Let's go. Let's go. There we have it. So it's going to be 3 hours at Indianapolis with the LMDH and GT3 class. I think that's going to work really, really nicely, actually. I think that's going to work really nicely. You saw it here. This is where we will be racing. Date is to be confirmed. The wife and I are just figuring out what days would work. I actually have a week off in March. So it'll possibly be within that week off. It might be an evening. It might be an afternoon. We'll see. We'll see. But I will let everyone know as soon as possible. I think that's really going to work. I think that's an awesome combo, to be honest with you. So we'll go for it. Now, the next question. If we clear all of this. Can I clear this? Can I clear it? How can I clear it all? We'll just do that. Yes. No. No, that's... Ignore this result. So you press enter. But it's the spinny wheel to say whether it's going to be real weather on a random date, or if it's going to be dry, or hang on. I've done this completely wrong here, haven't I? Done this wrong. So yes, real weather, dry, light rain, heavy rain. Nah, not heavy rain. Heavy rain's an absolute ball ache. Didn't mean to do that. I'll just one more time. It says yes, but ignore that result. Ignore that result. 10 random slots. Okay, I'll add an image again. One sec. Add image, that one. There we go. So that is in there. If I add in 5 chances for rando slots. Okay. So if it lands on the Pretty Ninja logo, as Huey has just said, random slots. I don't think you can do 10, but random slots nonetheless. And it was going to be at least 2 times anyway, so it'll be a mimic 6-hour race. That was the idea anyway. But as Lloyd just mentioned in the chat. So are we ready? Let's go. This is the official answer this time. See what we got. Real weather. Okay. We have got real weather. So, I need to write all of this down so I don't forget. Because my memory is like a freaking sieve in a minute. So it's Indy. Weather. Yes. There we go. Well, this was going to be this was going to be the next question for middle of summer. Yeah, it's got to be spring or summer really. It can't really be like a winter one. It won't work. Yeah, it's got to be spring or summer. I got an idea. Hang on. I need to do this properly. So let's do 3rd March. Let's do to 9. So this is the month. So March being the 3rd month, 4th month, so on and so forth. Okay. Okay, so we're racing in June. Just gonna see if that was a quick way of doing it. Night race. It could be day to night. It could be day to night. Is there 30 days in June? Or is it 31? 30. 30 days in June. I thought it was. Okay. Let's go. '18th. Cool, and I'll pick a random year within the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. So, no dramas with that one. That's it, ladies and gents. It's 30. Yeah. Keep 1 to 24 and spin for the time starting game. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Okay. 3 a.m. Oh, wow. Okay. And then what we'll do up to, I think you can't do 3 times. I know you can do 4 times. Maybe 5 times, I think. So this is multiplier, time multiplier. Time multiplier, okay? Is it 3? So I'll start at 3 a.m. No, we will not start at 3 a.m. in real time. RT. So real time, 2 times, 4 times. Yeah, 2 times or 4 times will be fine. So let's do this a couple of times here. There we go. Two times. So it'll be 6 hours basically. So we should see the sunrise. That would be really good actually, I think. That's a really nice little setup that we got now. So it'll be Indianapolis with the LMDHs and GT3. We'll be starting at 3 a.m. with 2 times time multiplier. The date will be the 18th of June with the year of my choosing. Okay, it will be within the last 5 to 10 years. Somewhere around there. Within the last 10 years at least. Real weather for said day. So it could be raining. For all we know, it is June, but it could well be raining in Indianapolis. Jobs are good. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dates will be confirmed in the Discord. I will post a post. It can only be 1, 2, or 5. No 4 times. No 4 times? Well, technically, we need to redo it then. Well, I landed on 2 times, so we'll just stick with 2 times. We'll just stick with 2 times. It's not a problem. So join us next Sunday for the next round of the Formula 3. There is a Let Me event still going on. Is there any driver sign-ups just yet? There's only 2 at the minute for this Saturday for the Timeless Velocity Multiclass Series. Get yourself signed up to that one if you want to do something fun on the Saturday evening. On Sunday, Formula 3 are heading to Dragon Trail Gardens, which could be interesting. Very different to Macau. Very different to Macau, and I think a lot more people will enjoy themselves around this one this time. So I would recommend getting yourself signed up, getting your practice on, and jobs are good. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will probably catch you on the live stream on Sunday. In all fairness, I'm not quite sure what. The community night will still be on Wednesday, but I probably won't stream it, if I'm honest, just so I can chill out. But until next time, look after yourselves, take care, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye!